There's the tool. I took off the blueberry bushes, and there are the Carol City pups. There you go. Just in case you don't get any other looks at them. I don't know. There's a bug on the deck. Maze, leave the bug alone. I think it's a... Oh! It's a tiny praying mantis. Stop. 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 I think they've done it in. That's too bad. There's a little praying mantis. I haven't seen a praying mantis in forever. Leave it alone. Go on. Go get Pearl. Go get Pearl. I rescued it. It might be okay. I don't know. We will see. Because of the glare of the sun, I'm not sure if you can see me or not. Because I can't see myself very well. But I hope so. I'm Barbara. Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 28th. 28th? I think so. And this is the Flame and Fiber CoronaVlog. Episode 129. So I worked on my yellow dress yesterday. I took it in. I just got the sleeves off. I didn't do anything with the shoulders. And I'm trying to decide how I feel about that. Which probably means I'm not happy. Because otherwise I wouldn't be thinking about it. Because I narrowed the sleeves on the blue one. And I think I like that better. But I felt lazy last night. But the yellow thread is still in the sewing machine, so. This could just be a work in progress. It is a house dress. So there's no urgency. The sun is really bright behind me. I guess I haven't started my vlog at this exact time in a while. It's about 20 minutes to 10. Dennis has his tea. I have my coffee. Good morning. Grunge in my cup. Ooh, yum. So I'm getting my hair cut today. I'm very excited about that. I was talking about the app and putting my information in and whatever, you know, and then later in the day I thought about it. I thought, you know, this is what they want me to do. This is how they've organized their check-in process and check-out process. I said, so let me go sign up for this stupid app. And I think it probably didn't make any difference because as soon as I put my name in, well, the only hairdresser that showed was mine, which could just be that they're the only ones using it in my area. Well, I certainly didn't give them my address. Huh. Yeah. So, they already had my information. They got it from my hair spa. Hair spa. Balance Hair Spa. They have a spa. I've had massage there a couple times. Although not for quite a while. So anyway, they already had my information. So in the end, it didn't matter. But I was talking about making accounts and things like that, and that I don't usually do it. And for yarn companies, the reason I don't do it is because PayPal just fills all that information in and then you don't have to type it. Usually. My allowance credit card is assigned to my PayPal, so, you know. But Leslie said one other reason not to get a lot of different accounts is because then you have to remember the password. But I have a system, I have a password system that I will tell you about because it works really, really well for me. Now, in the olden days, the idea was you had a password so people couldn't get on your computer and see your stuff. Or, you know, someone was out to get you personally, and so you had to keep changing your password so people couldn't figure it out. But nowadays, I don't think that that's what passwords on accounts are really for. I think, well, certainly not in my case, because it's just me and Dennis. Nobody here is going to try to steal my stuff, my personal stuff. But what happens is these sites get hacked and all their account information gets taken, including people's passwords. So if you use your password on multiple sites, like if you have a bank and you use the same password at your bank as you use at your whatever, Amazon, as you use for whatever, then they can hack something, Amazon, and then they can take your email address. You know, they get your email address and your password from Amazon if Amazon gets hacked. I'm not saying it was, don't panic. And then they can go to all the big banks and just run your email address and your password through their database and see if they find you there. And so if you always use the same email address as your account name, essentially, then they can hack into something else because you've used the same password. So that's what my system solves for. Because many years ago, I signed up for the Motley Fools, which is like an investment, news information site. And they assigned me a password, which is not done anymore. But they assigned me a password, which was 2 words put together, which I liked. And so I have kept that as part of my password scheme. And for retail kinds of accounts, I take the first half or the first word of my fool's password, and then I add something that tells me about the site. Like for Ravelry, I actually type the word Ravelry. So it is first word, Ravelry, and that's the password. And if I go somewhere and I can't remember the password, it's really easy to figure out. Either I wrote it all out or I just took the initials. If it had, if it was a few words, the site was a few words, and then I just took the initials. And then for my financial places, I use the second half of that password as the beginning and then other things. I have a things I forget spreadsheet on my computer, and because sometimes they make you do things like capitalize and put special characters and put numbers and things like that, and those I can't remember. So I have a spreadsheet, but my spreadsheet says cap fool plus XYZ as my hint. Now, if you don't know what my Motley Fool's password was, you can't figure out what that is, but it's a hint for me, so I know how to do it. But basically, if I go to a website that I've signed up for and I can't remember the password because I have a terrible memory, I can figure it out in 2 tries. Because I just sit there, what password would I put on this now? And I type that in, and if that's wrong, which it usually isn't, then I say, okay, then I must have done this, and I type a different one. So that's my scheme for passwords, so that I don't have to remember a lot of passwords. I just have to recreate them every time. If I don't remember it, which most of the time I do, then I just recreate them. If the place I'm at is like 1 word, like Etsy or Ravelry, I just type the word in the password. It works like a charm. So there you go. There's my password hack. So, you know, you just pick 2 words. Green siding, you know. Roses, lilacs. Alpha Bravo. Whatever you want. And then you just use half of that one way or the other and then add to it so that you can, or, well, you don't have to pick 2 words. You could just pick one, like 5 or 6 letter word to be the word that starts all your passwords. Most places, and in theory, if somebody could figure out what your word is, they could go into all your accounts and figure out your passwords. But they aren't doing that. That's not what they're doing. They're buying millions of, you know, files with millions of stuff in them, and then just trying to see what they can hack into with your information. And then you don't have to worry about, you can have the same account name on all your accounts if your password is always different. You know, my password, I have no accounts anywhere that have the same password as any other accounts. So anyway, that's my little tip. And I do have a cheat sheet. I have it on my computer, but it's code. It's not a you know, super amazing code, but it's code. And unless you know what my Motley Fool password was, because I don't go there anymore. I defy you to figure it out. I got yarn. I still can't see my screen very well, so I hope this is showing up. It's really showing up well in the sun. How's that? So this is from Barnyard Knits, and I got a sweater's quantity of this. It's a DK, and I couldn't remember what the color was. I only remembered that I loved it. I don't know if this color looks familiar to you, but this is very similar to the yarn I bought from Yoshi and Lucy that I knit my sea salt in. This is much more blue. This has navy blue in it. The Yoshi and Lucy's was really gray with these colors in and around it. Now this has gray in it, for sure. Or light blue. I mean, you know, gray and light blue are very hard to, light gray and light blue are very hard to distinguish. But this is in the blues more than the grays, I think. And so it will be a little bit different. When I got it, I said, oh, I probably should make a cardigan because I made a pullover with a Yoshi and Lucy. But I made a 3/4 sleeve pullover with that. So I might just, because I find myself wearing pullovers a lot in this winter time. So, and I enjoy knitting them more, I think. So here's my yarn. I got 5 skeins of it. Isn't that beautiful? I'm so happy with it. But when I saw it, I just laughed. I thought, okay, I was in a mood. When I was buying off of Instagram, I had a thing in mind. See, that's all navy blue in there. And then this rusty red. The Yoshi and Lucy was different. It was different. But it was very reminiscent. This is reminiscent, not at all alike, but very reminiscent. So that's my yarn I got, and I'm expecting yarn from the Crafty Toads next week at least. I would think they dyed it on Saturday. So anyway, my knee is feeling good today. It felt good all day yesterday. I iced it. I took my pills. I wore my sneakers. I've got my sneakers on. I decided I'm not wearing my sneakers to the hairdresser though. I have some canvas slip-on shoes and I have supports to put inside them, and I think I'm going to wear them. I don't care what you say. I'm doing that. And I'm going to the grocery store after I get my haircut. My haircut isn't until 2:30, so you won't see my haircut until tomorrow. I don't know. I think I'm going to ask her. I mean, I don't have very much hair on top. I'm going to ask her, what are the chances I can get like a pixie cut with spikes? What do you think? It just means, all that means is it's like it's short on top. And then, you know, I would have to product it so that it stood up. I'm thinking about cutting it really, really short so there's not very much red left, and then just, I mean, because I'm not going to be going to the hairdresser in Corona time every 4 weeks to get my hair cut anyway. So she might as well cut it short, and then I'll make an appointment for 6 weeks maybe. I'm going to make an appointment for the first or second week of September. Is that crazy? This is the last week of July. Friday's the 31st. Ooh, that's my kid's father's birthday, July 31st. It's on Friday. And then it's August, and which made me think, oh gosh, I gotta get going buying birthday presents for my granddaughters, because the post office is, they're trying to destroy the post office. They're trying to destroy it so that it can be privatized. And so they are having a lot of trouble. They don't have people. They don't, you know, I mean, they're doing all they can to sabotage the post office from doing their job so they can privatize it. Which is horrifying to me. But anyway, that means that things are taking longer. I just saw a meme on Instagram and on Facebook saying if you are planning to vote by mail, then, you know, election day is like October 20th, because it's going to take 14 days. The post office is saying leave 14 days. October 20th is actually election day if you're voting by mail. So anyway, if you have to leave 14 days for your ballot, then I got to get a wiggle on and get some presents for my granddaughters, because Sammy's birthday's on the 12th. Dennis is the 10th, but I'm not buying him a present. I wouldn't mail it anyway. But Sammy's birthday's the 12th and Isabel's the 26th. So Sammy's present has to go. I have no idea what to get her. No idea what to get her. I should text Jason and ask for a suggestion if she's, you know, there's something I could get her that she would really love. She's gonna be 4 already. Time is just flying. Just flying. I'm messaging with Isabel. Sammy's gonna be 4. What the heck's going on here? The kids have lived in Florida for 2 years now. They moved in July. So, if you got any ideas for cool things for a 4-year-old, I'm open to suggestions. But anyway, I got to get going on that so that I can get them in the mail, because I'm not that good about mailing things. Oh, and maybe I'll put together my package of socks for Simona to whatever it is with the sock knitting machine to make a sock tube up my socks. Crank me some sock tubes. So, because I'm going to have to go to the post office and mail some packages. Once I figure out what to get them. I made these earrings. Oh, I keep going to the wrong side. The camera's over here. I made these earrings out of my beads. Little wire work there. These are not very, these are on a wire all the way down, so they do not jiggle, you know, they just go as one piece. There's my Maisie Daisy. Hey, puppy. Come over to say hi? Yeah. No, that yarn is not for you. Ooh, look at her with her nose on my yarn. Won't be the first time. I have a couple of yarn dogs. Do I have a couple of... Look at you. You've got veg matter on you. And you don't even have all that hair. Good morning. Good morning, pup. Yeah. Yeah. My sweet girl. I have the cuddliest dogs. I'm so lucky. Get away from my yarn, you rat. Yeah. So anyway, that's my day. And I'm excited about getting my hair done, but it's a whole big production. I washed it this morning so that they're not going to wash it. And I can't go in. I have to use the app to tell them that I'm there, and then Sue, my hairdresser, is going to come out and get me when she's ready for me. Not allowed to move around in the thing. No drinks, because you have to keep your mask on at all times. And you're only allowed to bring your phone, your keys, and your method of payment. No purse, no bags, no knitting. Of course, you know, you're only in there. She's going to work on me, and then I'm out. You know, there's no sitting around waiting. So that, you know, when I get my color done, I have to sit around and wait. I guess that's why you're allowed to bring your phone. But she isn't allowed. Typically, when she would put color on me, and then I have to sit there for a half an hour, 45 minutes, she would go and do someone else. Either put color on someone else or cut their hair or something. They're not allowing that. So, and they're leaving every other station empty. So they really, it sounds like they've really thought it through and tried to figure it out. And of course, their prices are higher because the hairdressers are only able to do half as much as they did before, and they're like scrubbing down the stations between customers and stuff, and so it's costing them more for products and whatever. I actually don't have any idea how much a haircut costs, because I've always had cut and color together, and I've never actually asked how much is the cut and how much is the color. So I will be finding that out today, since I'm not getting color. I hope I like the gray. I really feel like I look exactly like my mother, though, and she's 87. I mean, we could be twins. She's a little more wrinkly than me, but since I lost weight, I'm wrinkly. I guess I told you this already. I can't remember what I've told you when I'm not. This is one of my stories I tell people, but I had a plan for not getting wrinkly, and that was I was going to gain 5 pounds a year. And just fill in those gaps. But Catherine Deneuve said you got to pick, as you age, you got to pick one or the other, your ass or your face. Apparently I picked my ass. Anyway, I don't think she had to make that decision. So I'm off to start my day. Dennis mowed the front yard yesterday, and he's going to do the back today. And I'm going to do the grocery shopping after I'm done, after I get my hair cut, because I'll be out and about. We only have a few things on our list. We get our meat from, we have 2 local stores where they sell their own meat that we have bought quarter cows from in the past, so we have some of that meat. And we also get Butcher Box, which you can get online, which is meat delivered to your house, grass-fed, grass-finished beef, and organic, and really high quality, which is nice. But you pay for it, but you're going to pay for that anyway. And in the pandemic, it was really nice because it just came to the door, they drop it off, Don't have to go grocery shopping. And now that I'm mostly carnivore, well, Dennis is mostly carnivore, I'm carnivore, there's not a lot to get from the store. So, dog food and sour cream, eggs, you know, a few things. So it's a very small list that I will be taking with me. And that's the plan for the day. So Dennis is going to do the backyard, so it will be a little bit better. He said, I'm not going to worry about doing it twice. He had to do the front yard twice because it was so tall. Well, it wasn't that tall because we don't have actual grass. We have green ground cover that looks good from afar, but it is in no way grass. Typical grass. I mean, it may technically be a grass, but typical grass. And it doesn't grow very high, but it gets really thick. And I guess it was, you know, it didn't look good after the first pass, so we had to do a lot of it twice, which was too bad. Oh, this is going to be a long one. I don't have my glasses on, but I can tell. I took the tool off. I showed you that in the beginning with the dogs. I took the tool off the blueberries yesterday, and we had some ripe blueberries. So I picked the blueberries and took the tool off so it wouldn't get ruined by the deer. And we have some volunteer raspberries not very far from the blueberries, and there were a few raspberries that were ripe. You could tell that the deer had been eating the raspberries. So I picked those and I brought them in, and Dennis said, oh, well, you know, we might want to think about picking the blackberries on the other property. I said, what blackberries? He says, oh, there's a huge blackberry bush behind the house. And he knows that because he mowed and, you know, couldn't, you know, had these things going over, so it was hard for him to mow. So there are a ton of blackberries. Now, I was not dressed to pick blackberries because blackberries are very thorny. I didn't have gloves. I didn't have sleeves. I didn't have, you know, I was wearing my house dress. And we don't need a lot of blackberries because, you know, berries are on keto. They're not on carnivore. They are on keto, but you know, we just don't eat too many of them because they do have carbs. So we picked some blackberries. So we have blueberries, a couple of raspberries, and blackberries. How fun is that? So I may not be very strict keto carnivore today because I might put some berries on my custard. Won't that be fun? From our properties. Dennis decided he's not going to be a horticulturist. I said, you know, I forget the word he used, but I said, does that mean you don't want chickens? He said, I could be a pastoralist. I guess that's chickens. But he's not growing anything else. He's so disgusted. Well, he didn't put in the effort this year. You know, he made the seeds. You know, he's got the idea, and you know, but he only planted the cabbages, which are doing pretty good. But his other things got eaten. I don't know what ate them. So, and his two little new apple trees don't look well. So you know, he had this idea that he was gonna make hard apple cider, and then make apple cider vinegar out of the hard cider. That was the plan. That's why he has these apple trees. The apple trees aren't doing well. Well, they're not producing apples for us. And he bought apples and tried to make apple cider vinegar, and it didn't work well. So his wine vinegars are delicious. Delicious. So I think, you know, I think he's just decided it's just, you know, too heartbreaking for, he's had nothing but heartbreak in his attempt to grow food. So he may be, you know, you never know, come spring, he may be feeling optimistic. You never know. But right now, he's done. But he's still watering the cabbages, just in case he gets a cabbage. He said, you know, we might get a tiny little cabbage, but it'll be a cabbage. I said, you mean like a Brussels sprout? He laughed. So he wants to make sauerkraut because he's the microbe guy. Everything, you know, all these things are for fermenting and pickling and things like that. So anyway, I'm talking too long. I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe and stay sane.